What's going on, guys? It is Carly here bringing you day number 2 of my 31 Days of Horror 2021, and today I'm going to be talking about a Scream Factory Collector's Edition release, and that is Pumpkinhead from the year 1988. Now, I'm sure most people have seen this one. It's not really obscure or anything like that, but I think it's a good one to definitely watch around this time of year. So, you know, story with Pumpkinhead, basically you have this dad and his son living together, kind of pretty much in the middle of nowhere. It's just the two of them and then their dog. And you can see that they have a really good relationship right off the bat. One day they happen upon these teenagers, and the teenagers are riding dirt bikes around on these hills, and the dog essentially runs out to them. The little boy, you know, the son in the movie, he runs after the dog. He doesn't want the dog to get hurt or lost, and one thing leads to another. The boy ends up getting hit by one of the bikes and eventually passes away. The dad is very distraught by this. The teenagers, they kind of just like run away because they're just like scared and like shocked by what happens and don't want to, you know, get in big trouble for it. Dad, you know, brings his son home and he's really upset. That was kind of all he really had in life was his boy. So he goes ahead and decides to seek out this woman in the woods. You know, some people, she's kind of like known as being a witch, and a lot of people don't really like to mess with her too much because she's creepy. But he goes to her because he wants to summon, you know, exact some sort of revenge on these kids, and there's this legend of this Pumpkinhead around the town, and you know, they say that this woman is able to summon him. So Dad goes there, and it ends up working, and Pumpkinhead does come and starts kind of picking off the teenagers, and, you know, it's essentially a curse at that point where it has to complete the job before it goes away, and of course Dad kind of regrets his decision and thinks it's wrong and tries to, you know, get rid of this Pumpkinhead, but, you know, can you or can you not? Yeah, this movie, it's not one that I grew up with. I saw it for the first time probably like 5 years ago or so with JP, because he's a big fan of it. He's always been a big fan of it, and I really dug it. Like I said, I think it's a good one to watch around Halloween time. It's not set on Halloween or anything like that, but it has that atmosphere, just a really good setting, and it feels like it's set in the fall time, and you know, it's got pumpkins obviously in it, so and it's spooky. It's a very spooky type of film. I think the sort of witch in the backwoods is incredibly creepy. They do a really good job of just like making her look scary. She looks like a witch. She legit looks like you know, something that you would picture a witch being, besides like the typical green with the pointy hat. She just looks like that scary old woman that you would imagine, and it's just really creepy. She lives in the middle of the woods, and the just set design's really good. The look of her house is good. The whole, like I said, the setting that this movie actually takes place, it's sort of in the middle of nowhere. You have like this very small town like tight-knit family vibe going on throughout it that I really dig. And the look of Pumpkinhead is super good as well. I think there's 2 sequels to this movie, 2 or 3 sequels, and I've always heard that they're pretty bad. Pumpkinhead just looks really stupid, and I think they're made for sci-fi or TV or something like that, so I've never really had any interest in checking them out. I know some people have said that they have a fun time with them, but for me, you know, I could take it or leave it. I would be a little bit curious, but, you know, I've never really heard anything great about it. But anyway, I think this is a great movie. Lance Henriksen plays the dad in this film, and he's really good as well. You know, you just really buy that he is super, super torn apart when his son dies, and it's very heartbreaking. So it's just great performances all in all. You know, the only thing with this movie is it's one of those ones where there's a lot of darkness, especially in the final half, when Pumpkinhead starts obviously wreaking havoc, and sometimes I do struggle with movies that are too dark, and to me this one does get a little bit too dark. Not dark as in atmosphere, but just like visually it's actually like very dark at times, to where it's, you know, can be a little hard to see what's going on. But that's a very minor complaint in this type of film. I do think this is a good one if you have not seen it. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I give this one a solid 8 out of 10. So yeah, Pumpkinhead 1988, 8 out of 10. Thank you guys once again for joining me for today's video, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow for day number 3.